I wasn't planning to make a comment, I did not intend to say a word. But with the general elections in the air, I thought I should let my voice be heard. This is a time when party supporters with the ability to compose will suddenly become important persons, and the reason everybody knows. Cause politicians who couldn't find your number just a few months ago now sending you WhatsApp messages and plenty emails also. But I have made a firm decision, and certain people ought to be aware that I am walking down a different road, and they better lend me an ear. Just this one last vote I'm giving them. Just one last vote I'm giving them. And it's in the party's best interest to take note. Cause I do not intend to keep on being friend with the tourism minister, who is doing quite well but can't call a hotel on behalf of me and Keisha. Tell me if it's normal for a man to stay loyal to a political party when he can't even raise a little money to pay to record his commentary. But whoever asking if I'm voting them, tell them the answer is yes. But I'm bloody vexed, so I'm voting. Next election's under protest. This is not any willy-nilly song. This comes straight from the horse's mouth. And by that I mean I'm just stating concerns of parties.
Welcome to Police Tuesdays. Oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, Polotricks Tuesdays. Police, Polotricks, looks like it's the same thing these days. And of course, our favorite suspect is here for today's show. And that is, of course, the one, the only, Earl Evans, who continues to plead with the police.
Yo, and that's why I say you're trying to mess us up already.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you, Andrew. Good day to the police of St. Martin, who have already decided to go slow. So we look like we're heading on that route. I just want to let them know that, I'm here to sympathize with IO. Let us know what we can do as far as the public is concerned to assist in IO. Yesterday, you guys were supposed to have a protest or strike. I was available, but I ain't see nothing happen then. But I was available, you know.
Yeah.
And anything I got going on, again, I'm keeping my ear to the road so I could be available. And then, support IO, because again, at the end of the day, nobody wants to work and don't get paid. Nobody wants to be actually keep making promises and then having to hunt down the people who make promises to them for answers. That's not how it works, actually.
And no police officer is full of shit.
No, correct.
Let me just make sure we
and then on top of that, you have the people in the Minister of Justice cabinet actually lashing out at the police officers in there. This is not a real place, Andrew. You got to shut on. You got to put on a shut on. Some days you got to put on a shut on, Andrew. Because you know what I'm saying. It's you know, at the end of the day, on top of their hurt, you know. And this is why I'm different, because I took the approach that's supposed to be taken with the police. We need to beg them and actually ask them. But people say, oh, you begging is a weakness. No, it's not a weakness. It's actually realizing who has the power. It's actually coming to reality in terms of who got the power. But a lot of times people in St. Martin is fake, phony, full of crack, politics, and even which we won't get to that.
Yeah.
So they don't really understand when they don't have power, when they just really don't. They
think they have a say. They think. Just like Gromiko Wilson. But anyway,
you know.
Let me break it down to what exactly led us to this situation, because I'm sure that you're tired of hearing about it, but it's important for those who've been living under the rock to understand that the police has been working for quite some time. They are owed 50% of an allowance they were giving that was owed to them back in 2020. Now it's 2023.
Wow.
They hired a lawyer, so they decided to, the union decided to go to a different route. Instead of them fighting the government head on, they decided to hire a lawyer. The lawyer is Carmex. Carmex then met with them yesterday, and they wanted to know, okay, how are we going to move forward? And they decided they're going to move forward by going on a strike, going on a slowdown. Of course, they can't go legally, can't go on a strike because, again, they took an oath. And because they're a civil servant, you can't just decide that you're not working anymore. It's not like the private. It's not like the private sector.
But when I was telling them about this, when I was telling
Yeah,
them, they didn't understand how important this part of me versing this.
That's
I said it in like
that's for life.
No, and I said it in like 4 different episodes, Andrew. They didn't take the vote. They didn't take the oath, and nobody understood what that means.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The oath doesn't allow you to be like
Any way you want.
Yeah.
Put them any way you want.
Yeah.
No.
You can't just in the private sector. You can take a backhoe, a truck, put it in the middle of the road, run away, take bottles, throw with gasoline, all kind of thing. In the civil service is a complete different. Protest is you not processing the payment, you're not processing documents. Basically, normal work of civil servants.
Yeah.
But
What will change? Okay. I know.
Stop
What going to change?
But it's going to go a little bit more slower. And because of that, it's going to affect the day-to-day operations of St. Martin, who's already on a thin line when it comes to customer service, on a thin line when it comes to servicing the public, because of many impediments. Now, the impediments came because they're not being placed or they're not being paid what they are duly owed. So, just before the show, I spoke to the lawyer again, Carl Meggs, and he assured me, he said that, Andrew, please let the people know, let the public know that the police officers and the immigration department, the immigration officers, they are fed up with the promises by the Minister of Justice, Anna Richardson. Now, let's make it clear. Anna Richardson, our Minister of Justice right now, is off island. And you would think that after the police announced yesterday, well, the police union lawyer announced yesterday that today a go slow will start, somebody from the government would at least reach out to these people.
Tell them what?
And tell them something.
Tell them what, Andrew? They're still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? When they come back with that, then you're gonna hear from them. You understand? What they gonna tell them? No, the date don't pass already. You don't. So you gonna come back and tell them another date? Like this? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't seen nothing. They didn't reach out. Nobody from government. So some parliamentarians called and said, "Good job." Obviously, it must be the opposition members and some of them being part of the coalition because they said the pressure is on. But I must tell you how important it is to know that if the police decides not to show up for carnival events, these events will not be able to continue. I need to stress it again because sometimes people
stress it again because when I started to beg them, they always, you know what I'm saying? Some people always behind the curve. When I talk in things, take them 2 to 3 years or 2 to 3 times for them to understand what I mean by it. But tell them again, Andrew, why are begging the police? Tell them again, please.
The police has to be present, especially for road events. So you have your public events, you have your jump ups, your opening jump ups. In the village itself, that could be a toss up. But still, police would have to be there based on the amount of people that is said to, be estimated to be in the village for certain shows. So that's why the police always has a plan when it comes to tackling Carnival and also outside of Carnival, because Carnival is not the only thing that happens on the 16 square miles. You have to also think about the outside of Carnival, whereby, different groups have to be monitoring the different neighborhoods. So because while you're partying in the village,
You're also open.
Yeah, also open.
Now we're gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like the way the season started already, especially what happened it's like I myself, I'm gonna take a drastic stance, meaning like if the police, I'm gonna side with the police on this one. Say, Martin, I'm sorry to say because Andrew, I got on your side too now. Because
that's a nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you, bro.
Peace.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Sharp.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay.
So, but I'm gonna side with the police on this because at the end of the day, they are in their rights as civil servants, and they don't. You think they don't want to do the carnival? They understand and love carnival. They work and they sacrifice their time overtime, but nobody wants to be working for free, knowing that time is gonna go down in vain, and knowing that you're gonna hear promises made and you're not gonna be able to be paid well for working,
especially in this
sacrificing
economy.
your time, especially in this economy.
Especially in this economy.
When you have rent in dollars and you're paying guilders, you know what I'm saying?
So allow me to take this time, Earl, to talk to the Minister of Justice.
By all means, go ahead.
Minister Richardson, I am totally totally disappointed. And I know I've said that I've applauded the way that you decided to handle the establishment of the function book and, getting it through the ringer, and being the first Minister of Justice to actually get it this far. But why I'm disappointed is that your communication sucks. Your communication methods needs a total revamp. There is no empathy in the minister's approach when it comes to the situation with these officers. And we're talking about immigration, land recherche, we're talking about police, and the rest of the justice
and let
ministry.
me add in there, because government is a continuation. So to jump into government now and continue to try to blame your predecessors or somebody in the past that had the position, had the job function, and still not taking any empathy, like he said, not having any kind of care or worry at all for the process all the whole way through, now that you took it up.
I don't care whether you in Timbuktu, whether you off island, creating a cure for cancer. I don't give a flying nothing. I don't care. What I care about is these workers being discontent, and you not even send a pigeon, send a hawk.
Chicken.
Send an email, make a phone call to the lawyer. I mean, you could have fined them on the 14th or the 13th of March and tell them, oh, we need more time, and you get the governor involved, and you get the chief of police involved, and ask for more time.
They don't.
The 31st pass.
They don't have it in
You jump
them.
on a plane.
They don't have it in them.
You go away. And you take a picture with and send out a press release with the UNOPS for the prison and because they're making a office in St. Martin, and they're going to be building a new prison. Like, priorities, madam. Where is your priorities? How in heaven's name is this government still being allowed to treat these workers like this? And then, of course, we do the blame game, which is, because some people say, you have to blame Anna. No, I blame the coalition. I blame those members who support her as Minister of Justice, not calling her to order, not calling her to Parliament, and get this thing done. Get it done. When you had the workers by the landfill, they were striking, and Minister Atwell Irion was acting Minister of Romy. Within 3 to 4 days, those people get paid right away. They find the money, and this is without a budget being passed for 2023.
It's the saddest aspect of life, because at the end of the day, man, anytime the airport strike, anytime the airport strike, they get paid. But then we have police who can't strike, can't be vigilante. And I'm so thankful, and I want to just thank seriously, I just want to thank the police for not doing us like Santo Domingo, for not doing us like Jamaica, for not doing us like Colombia and Venezuela, for not doing us like these places. I just want to thank y'all very much for still having some kind of integrity, even though you're in your rights. Because I can't do it. You know what I'm saying, Andrew? I can't do it. I'm a terrorist for real, bro. No, I'm a terrorist.
No, I understand.
No, I'm a terrorist.
Not everybody has a tact.
No jokes.
Not everybody have a tact.
I don't play fairly with fair people. Me and devils don't play nice. I don't play nice with devils. I'm not an angel. I don't turn the other cheek, Andrew. So even to the police, then I applaud you, because the police could be, what I mean by Santo. So for those of people who don't travel, who don't leave St. Martin, who don't go nowhere, in Santo Domingo, Jamaica, them places, the police does hustle you. Meaning the police will stop you and say, hey, Andrew, sir, nice shirt you got there. Shirt or the ticket? You talking? Shirt, shoes, and pants or the ticket? Mm-hmm. You still talking? No. Get out the car now. You still talk? So we don't have those kind of of situation with our police.
Actually, our method is a bit different, because when you get stopped, the first thing we ask is, were you stopping me?
Yeah,
and you ain't stopping them.
No, but then they're going to
stopping me, but you ain't stopping them.
I just say, but me ain't got no thing. You tap the wrong person, me ain't got no thing. Check the thing.
Yeah.
You know, so
we got privilege.
So again, so that's why for somebody who travels, I appreciate St. Martin for still being the friendly island and still having some kind of civilization in our civilization. Civility in our civilization, and I am very thankful and grateful for it, and that's why I'm here pleading with you. I don't mind, because I know once we get lawless, you're going to trigger people and you're going to trigger, you know what I'm saying? Because I a terrorist. I just need a reason, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna hold, everybody knows this. I just need a reason. So, I appreciate them for not giving nobody else no reasons, because we don't really need that going on in our country at this moment.
So to finish off the message, contact the people, Minister of Justice, and have some empathy. Tell them exactly what's happening, and you know what? They don't want to hear any more excuses. So find the money, even if you have to go to Parliament and put it in Parliament's lap. Therefore, then it's out of your peer review. It's not on your lap anymore, so they can't blame you. But the money is due. They've been waiting for quite some time. Find a way to calm these waters, because we don't need the smoke, and a bunch of people have invested in Carnival.
That's my point.
I don't understand.
My point is, like, you can't. I cannot fathom a human being. Because they got animals. They got animals in St. Martin. They know human beings. I cannot fathom a human being in St. Martin will willingly watch the police officers in the face and try to explain them that they got to work for Carnival. Last week was a joke, you know. If you haven't noticed the patterns of the shows, one week we just joke, and the next week we're serious. Next week we just joke. Next week we're serious. This is a serious episode. So, and I can't see that you would seriously watch the police them in the face and ask them to do Carnival, people. I look and say, man, I love my Carnival, I want my Carnival, I got a whole heap of plans for Carnival, Andrew Dick. But if the police them say we ain't doing it, I am okay with that. I have to stand with them, because at the end of the day, I myself you know how much time I walk in and get paid, Andrew and Saman? They don't know, and they don't know who they was messing with. You know what I'm saying? No, they know. But,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, and this is what I'm saying. You don't really know what people going stress. People got wives. People is gonna get divorced. People gonna lose the child. Like people are actually losing the way of life based on this. And you guys are just laughing, thinking we're going to walk up and eat Johnny cake and drink chicken leg and cock juice and we need to be a better society as well in St. Martin. Which brings me to our next point, you know, because we have a serious issue with mental health. I'm gonna call this a mental health. You know, the other day there, last week Tuesday, Miss Grisha Heiliger Martin.
Yes.
She came out and made some threats.
Grisha Heiliger Martin, or the independent member of Parliament.
That's on DP now. That quit the Up Party and went on DP now, and still turn around and making some threats. This is but St. Martin, now this is bringing me to me. This is why I'm here, St. Martin, to tell you the truth, because as a vivid average St. Martin, I've always realized that certain families have benefits. I'm not one of them. As much as I believe I in the know-how and the go-how, no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? They are actually afraid of me, because they know that I will whistleblow. I don't care. I will whistleblow, because there are a lot of, I've seen over the years how much people that are better, more qualified, more experienced, who can get the job done, been looked over, been talked about, been overlooked for their own family, their own friends, their own in-laws.
Okay, what's the point, Earl? What do you mean? So what did she do? Because
so no,
she made threats.
But then they have because then they always have an entitlement mentality. They have an entitlement. They have a seriously entitlement mentality. Yeah. We know the families, them, St. Martin, we ain't blind to them. We know the families who constantly recycle their politicians, recycle their kids, and then try to push them with the same political platform back in our faces to just enrich their own family and their friends again. We know this. We know the cycle, St. Martin. You understand? And now, let me give you a timeline. Let me give you a timeline, people. Okay? Theo Heiliger and MP Rolando Bryson went into an agreement for a 2-election, 8-year term, hoping that the government lasted 2 elections. I'm happy he didn't take the years. Instead, he took the elections, because if he was hoping for we never know with St. Martin when the government is going to come. We make it to 4 years this year. Thank God for smart mercies. It has helped a lot stabilize the country. Thank God for smart mercies. A lot of investments has come out of it. A lot of opportunities have come of it. Even the World Bank has the Trust Fund, NRPB, the Dutch government. They are very proud of our maturity in the government area and our ability to govern. But yet we have these same privileged families that don't get it. That we're not going back to those days when you could just Polotricks the people them, fool the people them, and then run campaign with the people them, and then enrich yourself, your family, and your friends. We're not doing that, St. Martin. We're not doing that, you know. And every time they're trying to utilize their their outlets, their media outlets, and I don't understand how all the while the Herald is at their convenience to print nonsense.
I agree. Don't go ahead. I love this.
Like they don't verify, like they talking nonsense.
Yeah.
It's nothing but nonsense that the Herald been printing lately.
First time ever in the history I've noticed that the Herald, and I worked at the Herald, so I can tell you, that they were allowed to listen to a radio program and make an article out of a radio program. First time ever, never been done. We wasn't allowed to do it back then. I guess they allowed to do it now. I think things slow over there at the Herald.
No, they are just bought and sold over on people's payroll, and these families are just gonna keep trying to do what they want with our island and our country. So no, that's what I'm here for, man. And if you ever hear that rumor, believe it, because the jury's still up on that. Okay? And Grisha Halligan Martin, I have to, because this is bullying. What she has turned into now is a bully, because she feels entitled to something that I don't even understand how she feel that way. But feelings ain't facts, man. I'm here to tell you.
It's her party.
It's not her party.
It's her party.
It's not her party.
It's her husband party.
No, you're talking something.
It's her husband party.
Who already signed and gave the party control and power over to MP Bryson. So
and now they want it back.
Where?
They want it back.
Where? You got to show me where Theo says that. Okay.
According to...
no, I got to see Theo. Theo got to... Mr. Heiliger, Theodore Heiliger, I need you to come out and say something, because your wife run the show, your wife run the shop, man. Your wife, and that's the truth, because I had one conversation with, I don't really associate with these people, then. They're not my cup of tea.
Okay.
Yeah, a cup of water. They're not my cup of tea, bro. Their time has, I believe that they have abused the people, took the people for granted us a matter too long, enriched their family, and don't know when to stop. That is why the Dutch came for Theo. Because he did it, you got to know when to stop.
I don't know if the Dutch came for Theo. I think Theo came for Theo by, allegedly, embezzling and, doing all those type of things and being convicted.
But you got to know when to stop.
I don't know if it's the Dutch.
But they don't have no stop, because...
I think it's his actions.
Because the Martin people are always supposed to be ridden, we're supposed to be foolish, we're not going to stand up for nothing, we can't protest, we can't even support the police who is in their rights. We don't do nothing when it comes to sign up for our own rights.
We could support them behind the keyboard on Facebook.
That's what we are. We are just Facebook champions. Not Earl, though. I'm not that kind of person. I will put myself in the fire at all time, because I mean what I say. I must stand by it. And I've freed myself from the day-to-day slavery system that St. Martin has set up for us, that I can actually finance my own cards and my own campaigns. And that's what I'm going to be doing. But this is the points that eats me the most. This is the privileges that these families think they got to just say anything and just come up here, non-factual, non-scientific, put it in the Daily Herald, run out on the radio station, and then have some other people believe what, Andrew? Grisha Heiliger Martin, grow up. Grisha Heiliger Martin, find some friends that could tell you the truth. Grisha Heiliger Martin, focus on your political campaign that you have decided to run now on DP. You left the up party, Grisha.
I hear she won't go back, DP. Maybe she won't go back up.
She can't. She left.
But maybe she want to come back.
And I believe in that, because how are you looking backwards? You're driving a new red car. Aren't you on not a red car? But you're still trying to worry about the green vehicle. You crash. And now you're trying to tell the people them that nobody gonna get in the green vehicle no more. Nobody should. It's not your Mr. Theodore Heiliger. Again, the first time I had one conversation, I don't associate with these people. I had one conversation with Theo. When we was running campaign, when we were running campaign, I said to everybody I could speak to, I said, listen, Theo has not officially, because St. Martin, we are official place, and I like to do things official, and Theo has not officially handed over the keys to the party to Rolando Bryson. He hasn't done it officially. We have a sign-up card that's confidential. We can't see it. I've honestly privileged to see it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a hearsay. Theo has never gone up publicly and said, Theo, I'm proud that I have found someone to take over the party, still get, to champion the party, take it into the next, to keep the party going on, the party value that we founded,
I think he did.
No, he never did.
Yeah, he did.
He never did.
Yeah, they had public meetings.
I asked
Theodore,
and then upon myself, if you know me, as a man, I'm not afraid. I walk and talk, and I do that. I went up one time Theo came to the house. Andrew, he was by the house when I had a meeting, and I said, Theo, I said, I've talked to everybody, but nobody seems to be able to give me a concrete answer or actually help me manage that. And I said, so, sir, I need you to, as a campaign manager for MP Bryson at the time, I need you to actually officially, ceremonial pass the baton to Rolando Bryson. That's what you did. Theodore turned to me and he said, out his exact mouth, Theo said to me, he said, what? I can't do that. I don't sleep next to Rolando. I sleep next to my wife. If you don't want me to sleep next to my wife, then yeah, but I sleep next to my wife. And what pretty much I understood from that, I'd hear something, when people talk, I'd hear something different. I don't understand something different. And what I hear from him say is that, I don't run nothing, Earl. My wife run the household. I don't run nothing. And from then to now, I've seen that manifested. She was the only person who had her own shirts. She was the only person who had a different kind of shirts. They didn't follow the protocols. She was on her, from before, this is running campaign. She was already her own person on her own platform being a leadership. And she's not the leader. And I'm like, Theo, why you don't get to your wife? But she wasn't ready. But then she can't follow or become trainable to learn how to do politics, to grow and groom. And that's been her whole political career. You call her the what? The worst. Say it now, Andrew, man. She's the worst. The worst. Andrew, you ain't helping me out today. What name? The worst. And but to her,
just because you say it.
No, but this, I'm trying. Say, Martin, they got a serious problem with them people with them families, because in her mind she believes she good, she right, she just in their minds they believe they are our saviors, like Jesus riding on a donkey. My mother used to say, like, you see Jesus riding on a donkey, and it never was that to me.
At least be the donkey, Earl. We're going to continue a discussion about the worst president of parliament in St. Martin history. That's how I used to say it.
But everywhere
we got to take a break, Earl. Take it easy. We'll be right back. When we come back, more politics.
Noche Latina.
Pero nosotros estamos vendiendo las boletas.
¿Cómo? ¿Pero y quién es que viene?
Oh, ese que está sonando ahí, el mejor, el trabajo.
¿Tú sabes quién deberían traer? Al más completo, Alex Pueblo. ¿De qué están hablando? De la Noche Latina. Ah, pues te está matando. A mí hay que traerme.
Pasa por el bloque, un piripiropi. Entonces, ¿y la salsa?
Espérate. La salsa aquí soy yo. A mí no me puedes dejar sin salsa en la Noche Latina.
Tú tienes que llevarme a bailar salsa.
¿Y quién es que viene?
Oh, la entrada, vamos a bailar.
Ya. Vamos.
At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport.
Alrighty then, welcome back to what we call Polotricks Tuesday. And of course, Earl was ranting before we went to the break.
I wasn't ranting.
At least he's a little bit calmed down. He's a little bit calmed down.
No, I'm not.
And we're gonna have a nice discussion on politics.
This thing irks my soul because when it happened to me, Andrew, nobody didn't believe it. That these women them to just run rampage, slander your name, make up stories on you, run with it, got other people to make it up, carry it too, and then just.
Earl, understand. Politics is a nasty business, and you know.
I'm not a politician.
I do understand, but I'm talking about the actions of the politicians. You should not be surprised of what they do and what they don't do, because it's a nasty business, and that's why it's called politics.
Okay.
So
now let's go into the article where Grisha Halligan Martin threatened. She issues threats. Okay. And I like the prosecutor department. I like the MP Bryson. I like whoever to take this seriously and make an example of this, because this is not no leadership. This is not nobody of maturity. We have no place for this in St. Martin Park. We have none. This is no place at all. Again, since then she has moved on to the DP. She quit. She fired herself, quit, made herself independent, got with the seat to DP, and still want to talk about what? Okay. She said, United People's Party leader Roland Bryson and a representative of the board have been given a fair warning to not enter the UP party in the upcoming elections. Independent member of Parliament Grisha Halligan Martin alluded to the warning that she has issued during a radio program on Live at 9 o'clock on Tuesday evening. While she did not mention Bryson by name during the radio program, she ain't got no balls. But she got.
Well, she don't actually.
But that's what I'm saying. So why she pretending like she got some fun?
Because she's. Oh, okay, I get it.
Because she borrowing to your own, or to letting her use your own. Okay. So while she did not mention Bryson by name during the radio program, she said the warning was given to the party's last standing leader and last standing board member. UP was founded by Halligan Martin's husband, Theo Halligan. At least you know that. So where Theo, again, you need to speak, Theo. You can't control your wife. We don't know that. But you need to say something. You need to say something, Theo.
Okay, but listen, let's not get into the household of their crazy ass marriage.
They put us in the household. I was in my own house. She said I didn't like how my house turned out, so I decided to leave the house. She put us in our household, brother. This is what politics is about. When you want to say stuff when you want to play politics, we're gonna be here to make sure that we correct you with the politics. When you want to run politics, we're here for that. She said I was in my own house. I didn't like how my house turned out, so I decided to leave the house. So I left the house, but without understanding, this is where they dilute. This is where Sylveria Jacobs, I think you need to start with the mental health on Grisha. No, seriously, she needs something really wrong with that. She left her house with the no, she said, but with an understanding that if I leave the house, everybody will have to leave the house very soon too. Who understands? Really? That's how it work, Andrew? Talk to me. That's how it work? So because they gone independent.
Everybody got to go independent. But I listened to the interview, and what the MP was saying is that because she left, she expected everybody to leave so that MP Bryson can make his own party, and his own party would then be going towards the next election, which again is a selfish move because the people didn't vote for only Grisha Halligan Martin, even though she was the highest vote getter on the party, but the people voted for a collective number of people on the entire United People's Party, and for her to assume because she left the party, everybody also has to leave.
Assume? You know the first three letters of assume what the word means?
Yes, I do.
Don't make her.
Yes.
And she constantly making that of herself, constantly showing us how vindictive, how miserable. All the money she got, she's still miserable. She's looking over the screen. You're supposed to be preparing your campaign with a red machine. Aren't you on a better slate? Ain't they better for you? Feminism and the women movement, ain't that why you run away now? You're still looking back at the what and trying to do what with your miserable self? Listen, this has no place in politics for this. No place in our society for this. Slander, bullying, and you're now a bully, Grisha Martin. That's what, and now the females have turned to being bullies. Now you're trying to bully the young MP for what? Because you can, and he won't retaliate because again, his character is on assassination attempts the whole way through, so he has to be mindful and careful what he gonna say, but who? But so that's where you feel like you could just now try to storm on and issue threats and tell him don't run the party or else.
Yeah, what does or else mean? That's what I wanted to know. What is? Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like, because you're gonna kidnap him, or he's gonna
And this is why I'm
disappear?
saying, no, and this is why I'm saying, I'm not taking this lightly, Andrew. I'm not. This is the audacity of her to believe she still has a say-so on her husband's party that he signed over to the MP Bryson for two election campaigns, which is the second one now, is absurd to me. The fact that I'm going to say it one more time for the people of Samantha to understand my problem. The fact that she believed in her mind that she have a say-so in her husband's party that he done signed over to the young MP to run for 2 terms is mind-boggling to me. Nobody around her can correct her on that. Nobody around her, her whole support team, her whole group of friends, nobody can stop and say, Grisha, you mad woman? You're a mad woman, Grisha. You're a mad woman.
I think because the fact that she was fired from, the President of Parliament's chair, and the fact that she decided to leave the party, she thought that it would explode, it would implode, it would have.
She thought wrong, like a lot of Justice Martin people. They always thought wrong, and because they like the wrong, so they always thoughting wrong, doing wrong, acting wrong, and keep on the wrong path. Grisha Harligan Martin, you're on DP now, Grisha. What are you looking back for? Move forward, build your campaign, but you can't. You can't. What can you actually do that benefit the people of St. Martin? Nothing. What have you done to benefit the people of St. Martin? Nothing. What have you done to benefit your own family and your friends? The list is long. What have you done to benefit, you know what I'm saying, the people in your close circle? The list is long. You only work for friends and family. The gimmick up, though. The gimmick up. And I'm very impressed that MP Bryson didn't roll over and play dead with your husband. He actually said, yo, we signed something here, so I'm gonna finish my term. So either you with me or you got to go too. First time in history I see somebody take somebody party from them. Legally though, legally. First time in history. And I applaud that, because normally the local St. Martiner or the commoner, the person on the street, would just, okay, T.O. is you, T.O., T.O. is T.O., and we're going to fight up with him.
Be careful before you get called a cheerleader. Be careful before you get called a cheerleader. You have to understand. People are so sensitive these days whenever you...
Bruh, they could call me what they want. I had a conversation with somebody the other day who said, yeah, Earl, you kind of looking like... I say, bro, the topic is because the topic is MP Bryson, and I'm just trying to call the facts and name it fairly down the road.
Yeah.
When they stop trying to when it stops trying to embarrass him or try to make him into something that he's not.
Yeah. It's sad. Because we actually destroying the hardest working MP that St. Martin has ever seen.
But they can't take, and that's the part that they have to try to destroy, because that's the part they can't take away. No matter what they do, they can't stop him from being the hardest working MP ever.
And he has the most. I did check the other day. I was checking on.
So if you can't, if
the
you
laws
can't,
and the initiatives, amendments.
So if you can't come against their work ethic or their work as you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the character is
character assassination is all that matters.
Yeah,
bro. You know how hard it is. You know how hard it took me to build up good working relationship with my businesses and my business partners because of character assassination, bro. I'm supposed to be a con man, Andrew.
Yeah.
A thief.
Me too. Yeah. Me too.
And the list of stuff that I'm supposed to be doing, people. Yet I have good working relationship with the Tory department. I have good working relationship with my title sponsor. I have good working relationship with. I have good working relationship with a whole heap of my business partners, my businesses. They love me. Not know that I have built and I've shown, I've proven myself. No, you can't tell none of my business partners nothing about me, because they don't heard it all already. But they don't see what I bring and what I bring to the table now. And you know how long it took me to clear that up, Andrew?
For a while.
So I know for a fact that it will never. This is the term. The term is too short to ever clear the MP Bryson up. So I don't really care. People say I'm a cheerleader. The fact that the people are going above and beyond their way to target a young man, and it was done to me, is why I'm taking my time to address it right now. Because these families believe that they could just pick on anybody, make up any kind of story, call the connection at the Herald, run the story, knowing it wrong, and then the whole population gone with the politics with it, sensationalism, feminism gone away, abuse of power, bullying she doing now, bro. This is bullying, threats. And this is who you support. This is the kind of family. And I want
I think also what happens is that because they've been trying to, the Democratic Party has been trying to poach a number of the United People's Party candidates for quite some time, because they have, I think I called it on one of my shows, a monster list. The reason why I say monster list is because they have one of the strongest lists right now as far as the upcoming election.
Wait, Damo.
List,
Wait,
as in candidates.
Who?
Let me give you the list.
No. I'm saying who's the people? What party are we talking about?
We talk about the United People's Party. Okay.
It's obvious because now she coming to slander. Now she coming to
Yes,
the
but do you blame them? Because, and this is why I am telling you that the reason behind destroying the party is because they have a long list of candidates that they're looking to poach. Because you have, for example, members in parliament. So you have Akeem Arinel Chanel Brown Bill. They already called that they were going to run under the United People's Party. Then you have, of course, Cookie Bailani, the president of parliament. Then we have MP Bryson. Then that's just 4 people I call, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go to ministers. You have Minister of Everything, Omar Otley, deputy leader of the United People's Party. Then you have Leo Lambrix. Arthur Lambrix, excuse me, because it looked like he wanted his first name in front, not his middle name. So it's Arthur Lambrix, our Minister of Tiat. He is also going to run as a candidate on the United People's Party list. Then I hearing that God be the glory, Tamara Leonard will be coming back to the
Everybody's
political
saying
stage.
on the up, brother, up is
And they're going to run with the up party.
I started with the up.
Then
I destroyed the up, and we bring them back.
They have different, listen, the amount of candidates that you're hearing, Lyndon Lewis, Mark Mingo, I mean, geez, and that's just top 10. I just called top 10 and Kevin Migret, 11, like Francisco La Cruz, 12, like, let's go. Let's give you a whole list. I hear Electra. She wearing green shoes for the next coming elections. She running on the United People's Party.
No, because people are, no, because, and seriously, St. Martin's are waking up. You know, much people tell MP Bryson how happy they were that he did finally see somebody stood up to the Harley girls and what to them, finally stood up to them, take the party from them. Some other people, you know, when people was like, wow, I never thought in history we see somebody stand up to this kind of family them, because we have a problem in St. Martin. We do. We can't, we don't know how to correct them families them. They just almighty, all powerful, and nothing they do is wrong. But yo, this is some serious. This is a mental. Now they're entitled and they believe that this is a mental issue that she has here, that she can have a say on her husband's party that he don't sign the way. Tio, please put your wife in check. If you can't put her in check, come up and say something, Tio, please. Because this is embarrassing, bro. This is downright embarrassing that she's so miserable.
Focus on the DP.
And you okay. The positive is focus on where you're at now. Build your portfolio, your platform. Offer something for the people that you're going to do now. But no, you can't do that. That's what you can't do. What have you done in the past 4 years that even makes you worried to run again this year? The worst! President of Parliament, that way attack is it. And now, instead of trying to, they don't have no positiveness in them. No, you have no positiveness in you because now you just want to do what? Let me explain the legalities of it for you. And since nobody don't want to be a friend, and I don't want to be a friend either, but let me just tell you what the facts is. You know what I'm saying? The facts remains, after your husband has allowed MP Bryson to run the first time, utilizing all the branding, there's no way you could pull it back now. There's no way you could pull it back now. Because it was a 2-election term. And,
yeah.
And so from the first, so if you had any kind of gripes, discrepancies, or conditions, the first election, it was the place where he would have set those stipulations down, and then second election would have been followed. But since he let...
To me, Earl, I think you have to say it like this. Make it a fair fight. Leave the United People's Party alone. You are on a Democratic Party, MP Heidegger Martin, and let the polls show which party the people prefer. Do they prefer you, or do they prefer MP Bryson and his monster-ass team that he has on the up? Simple. Instead of, I know that DP is taking a while to get, decent candidates. I know it's rough out there, but you're going to get, don't worry. Auntie Sarah don't sleep, so don't worry. You're going to get to your 23 candidates. But to bring down other parties right now, I know it's politics.
There's no place.
There's no need.
You're too high of an influencer. You want to be one of the feminine. And I support believe it or not, I support the feminist movement in St. Martin. Because there's a lot of young girls that are doing wonderful things, and this kind of attitude of entitlement behaviors overshadowing them. Listen to me, good St. Martin. We had Ludmilla de Weaver. She's a.
You on Ludmilla de Weaver this week again?
No, I on her every week. Take no days off every week, because again, I want to make a point, St. Martin. We had Ludmilla de Weaver. Second generation, third generation, fifth generation, politician, family bred, De Weaver. We had Ludmilla Duncan, Roland Duncan daughter. Second generation, third generation, fifth generation, politician bred. Independent, gone independent. Can't play politics, don't want to play politics, passionate themselves, but can't play team sport because they weren't bred. They were bred to be princesses, family princesses, the next in line, that kind of upbringing and entitlement mentality. And now they're trying to terrorize, the worse than me, trying to terrorize us with their Polotricks. I'm even going to talk about Grisha Martin. Married into the Watty them, very successful family. We know they own all damn near half of the island. Ain't want to stop, want to continue to hold the other half of the island. Don't know when to say enough is enough. The love of money is the root of all war. And as you can see that when they love money, they just trying to manifest it in any which way, and therefore their true nature and their true evilness shows. And this is one of the matters that
the voters will speak early, and that's what matters. And it's good for the voters to also be informed.
But the voters will have a hard time deciphering the fallacy, because she wrote up this as if she got any merits to it. Sent it to the Daily Herald. They print it like if she got any merits to this. She got on Lady Grace entertainer, like if she got any merits to anything. But she can't come here and say none of that though. She never called Addy. She never put up in none of us and say, I'm gonna speak on. You can't speak on behalf of your cousin. Grisha Heiliger, you try to file a court case against the party. The judge gonna look at them and be like, what merits does you have? Your name on nothing. Where your name on? So what does MP Grisha Heiliger has to say about, and your husband signed, your husband's signature and MP President's signature is a done deal. That done. Your husband ain't saying nothing.
All right, let's move on, because I don't want to make this to the Grisha Heiliger show, please.
So then Grisha Heiliger, she had the other aspect of her contribution.
Oh, so we're not done?
No, I'm not done.
Okay. Okay, Earl.
In a comprehensive and detailed letter to Prime Minister Sylvia Jacobs Amondi, independent member of Parliament, Grisha Heiliger Amondi proposed an urgent vetting of all current legislation within the kingdom related to the Caribbean islands. The law should include the kingdom charters against the premonitory norms of international law with regards to self-determination and decolonization, and in particular UN Charter and all ununion religions. In a letter to Jacobs, she requested a letter that Parliament received from Pro Swaliga Foundation, dated October 10, 2022. During the budget debate and other exchanges raised with government, the ministers regularly point out to Parliament that their policies, actions, and decisions need to be in full compliance with international laws. And of course, I couldn't agree more. But we shouldn't pick and choose what we vet. If we vet certain laws on compliance with international law, why not all laws within the kingdom? Heiliger Martin stated in a press release on Monday.
That's a good point. We should vet all laws. That's a good point.
You got to understand, these people sound like chocolate, and when you check it, it's shit. Can I say that on the air?
You said it already, Earl.
Guys, it's the same brown in lot. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, this is her 100th approach to carry the country independent. This. With all the developments, in particular, with all the developments, and particularly the conflicts going on within the kingdom the past years. Right now, St. Martin and the kingdom are on the best of terms. I just told you that the NRPB, the World Bank, the Trust Fund, they love the way that St. Martin's have been complying with this stuff. They love that the fact that they balanced the budget. They just got, the PAC?
Yeah, but Earl, I don't necessarily agree with those things, because those organs are good for St. Martin, but what happens to the people? You treat the people like shit. and you have all kind of organisms that continue to contribute, but then contribute in whose benefit. Because if you're telling me that 60, 80, 100, 200, 500 million is coming to St. Martin in different ways, where you're going to fix this, we're going to fix that, but we can't get the license plate correctly, or we still have to wait for receipts from the tax department, or we still have to wait years for tax returns.
So in every which way she is who she is. She just gone and she just want, with all the exception and demand that citizens respect the law, we rightfully punish them if they don't. Yeah? And by doing so, yeah. So her husband get out of jail because he was sick. First time in history, I said, man, to him. They man make so much history. The man get out of jail because he was sick. He was locked up in Point Blanche, couldn't do jail. Do the time but couldn't do the time. Do the crime but couldn't do the time. And then all of a sudden, he's sick, out of jail, he ain't went back yet. But they expect me to go to jail? Me? I don't do nothing wrong.
This is a waiting list, so he got some time before he goes back.
But he was in there already, so how somebody beat him?
Because he was sick. He was sick.
Because the prosecutor also in the pockets. The prosecutor also
My God.
in the pockets.
Earl, you can't say that. No. No, Earl, stop. Again, St. Martin is not a real place. It can be. It will be one day. We try to at least give you as much information as possible. But the different the politicians are right now on campaigning season. Of course, it's gonna go slow due to the fact that it's carnival. Our carnival time is around the corner. If the police situation is corrected, then we have a carnival. If not, we won't have a carnival, and then the politics will continue. You can know for sure that the opposition will rip asunder this government for not having carnival, and that would be the loss of these two political parties for the next coming elections, because they're going to blame the United People's Party and the National Alliance for not having carnival this time because of the police situation. So make sure you stick and look at how this situation is fixed or not fixed, how long it's going to take, because a go slow can go for a very long time or a very short time. We know that the Prime Minister and the Minister of Justice is coming back to St. Martin on Wednesday. Right now, the acting Minister of Justice is Minister Samuel. Anyway, and the Deputy Prime Minister is in charge of the country.
And I just want to say, I want to thank PFP faction, for their bringing the suspected procurement fraud and awarding of the district cleaning contracts. That's how we're going to start to clean up the country, St. Martin. Seriously. That's how we're going to do it. Okay? We need to call them out. We need to whistleblow. And then civil servants, you mean to tell me the opposition, PFP. This is what I'm saying. And that's what I said from the first time. You mean to tell me PFP is the one who got the call fraud, nobody involved in the procurements, nobody involved in the whole, ain't realize something going on there. Every time it's going on the same way. And this is what happens, man. Corruption didn't start now, man. It's been there since Claude Water used to write on a piece of paper. Hey, take that with you, and take that with you. Tell them I send you. Since then, it's just ingrained in us. But in order for us to root it out, we need to make sure all of us take a conscious decision to do it. All of us need to do it. Which means that sometimes you have to say, nah, I'm not qualified for that position, give it to somebody else. How much are you to actually do that? I'm not, government position, why? Because I'm your boy? No, why? Give to somebody who's more qualified. I would be robbing the country.
So since you're bigging up PFP, that means you're bigging up Miss Ludmila De Weaver also. That's good. At least it's growth. I love this. Thank you so much for watching Polotricks this week. Of course, see you again next week. Let's hope that this police situation is fixed. But talk to the people, Minister. You know better. Coalition members, get off all your asses and fix the situation, because if there's no carnival, they ain't gonna have no party. Like, all your parties ain't coming back into government for the next elections. I can guarantee you that, because the people of St. Martin going to remember that. All right, so have a good one. Until next week. Bye-bye.
rellenando unos
No,
traguitos.
porque están atrás. Ustedes deberían estar en la noche latina.
Noche latina.
Pero nosotros estamos vendiendo las boletas.
¿Cómo? ¿Pero y quién es que viene?
Oh, ese que está sonando ahí, el mejor, el trabajo.
¿Tú sabes quién deberían traer? Al más completo, a Alex Pueblo.
¿De qué estás hablando? De la noche latina. Ah, pues te está matando. A mí hay que traerme.
Pasa por el bloque, un piripiropi.
Entonces, ¿y la salsa?
Espérate. La salsa aquí soy yo. A mí no me puedes dejar sin salsa en la noche latina.
Tú tienes que llevarme a bailar salsa.
¿Y quién es que viene?
Oh,